the fact that Mason Mount is out of the camp at the moment and self-isolating. How hard has it been for you missing your bestie?
Yeah, lost soul. To be fair, a few of the lads come up to me and said, "You look lost," and I said, as a bit of banter, "Yeah, I am." But it's been all right, to be fair. Hopefully he's out in the next couple of days. You know, I spoke to him yesterday. He tested negative again, so I'm hoping he can be back with the group soon.
Thank you.
You said that you spoke to Mason yesterday. What have you been able to say to him to kind of keep his spirits up?
I think he's just been on Netflix, to be honest with you, watching a few things. We've had a little chats on FaceTime here and there, but he's been positive. He's been keeping himself fit in the room, I think, as well, by doing a bike and whatnot. But hopefully we can have him out, I think, maybe tomorrow or the next day, obviously with the negative test. So that'll be a massive boost. And obviously having Chillwell back as well, that'll be a positive boost for us as well.
Brilliant.
Just want to cast your mind back to April and talk about your mate, Tony Cruz.
Was that on Twitter?
It was. You're going to have to tell everyone about that.
Yeah, I can't remember what my tweet was actually, but I remember waking up to him saying, "Thanks, mate," and I was a bit like, Tony Cruz just replied. But yeah, no, that was a good moment, to be fair. And the lads at West Ham, they were giving me a bit for it, to be fair.
You said watching Tony Cruz is very special, and he replied, "Thanks, mate." And you've also said, Muller has to be up there as one of the most underrated players of all time, serious footballer, flames. You are such a big fan of this game, and Mason has said that watching Modric actually helped him. Do you think your passion for the game and your respect for these players will lift your game on the night?
Yeah, definitely. I think if you go back to the tweets, as well as a player, I've always said that I'm a fan as well. You know, when there's the big games on and you're watching, you appreciate top footballers. And obviously that night I felt the need to say about Muller and obviously Tony Cruz. But like I said, I'm relishing to go out there and, you know, put myself up against the best. You know, it's England, Germany, round of 16 at Wembley. You know, it's going to be proper. So I need to go out there and give a solid performance of myself and, of course, as the team.
For some of us that are a little bit older, we are very aware of what the rivalry between England and Germany is all about. As a younger player, though, does it hold any added significance or importance to you at all?
I think the main one for me growing up was the Lampard disallowed goal in 2010. Obviously, the tournaments before 1999, I wasn't born, so I don't really remember much. But the main memories for me was the 2010 World Cup and obviously that game. But like you said there, Germany, you know, at Wembley, it's going to be a massive game and we're all going to be really up for it.
They've got some incredible players. Tony Cruz in particular completed more passes during this tournament than any other player. How do you go about going up against him and coping with his experience and his quality?
Yeah, he's world class. But I think for me and other midfield players in our team, you know, we want to test ourselves against the best. Like you said there, you need to impose your game on him. You need to get up to the ball. You need to make it physical, make it hard, and try stopping him do what he does best, which is spraying it around the pitch.
One thing about the England-Germany match that, from a fan's perspective, is that we're always worried about penalty shootouts.
Yeah.
We know that the squad have been practicing. Would you be willing to take one? Are you up for that challenge if it came to it?
Yeah, definitely. I think if you'd have asked me a couple of years ago, probably would have said no. But where I've started to kind of take responsibility at club level now, you know, it's about a process in your mind that you can go up there and you can put the ball in the back of the net. You know, we've been successful. Obviously, in the World Cup, we were successful with a penalty shootout, and also in the Nations League. So as a group, you know, we know the process of what we got to go through. But it's about mentally, you know, picking your spot and just wanting to put the ball in the back of the net.
You mentioned the mental aspect of it. How do you practice mentally preparing for a penalty? Talk me through it, like what you go through, the walk up, and what you're thinking about before you strike the ball.
It's just repetition for me. You know, in training, you know, we do it properly, where there's a whistle and you can take your time and you kind of get yourself in the zone. You know, you get yourself in the way that you want to run up to the ball, and you can start there for as long as possible and practice as many as you want. So you're just in the zone and you want to just strike the ball and try and hit the back of the net. So when that comes on a match day, you know, you're familiar with it and you know what you're going to put the ball.
Looking at the draw that England are on, it means that you've missed the likes of world champions France, current European champions Portugal, Belgium, world number ones. Are you happier being on this side of the draw?
The draw could have gone either way. You know, we would have taken anyone, because in this tournament you have to play the best and you have to beat the best if you want to win it. So whether we come up against them in the round of 16 or the quarters, it doesn't matter, because no game's easy in this tournament, because in the end you're going to face one of them. So you maybe rather play them early and then try and knock them out. That's what I'd rather do anyway.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you allowed yourself to dream then in that case? Have you allowed yourself to think, if we get past Germany, we've got a good chance here?
No, because we know Germany is going to be such a tough game. You know, we've got to take it one game at a time. You know, we've got a couple more days to prepare and nail what we're going to be doing, you know, on match day. Like you said there, if we beat Germany, then I think it's either Sweden or Ukraine in the next round. So we'll take one game at a time, and hopefully we can keep progressing. And you know, in the end, who knows what will happen.
There's a lot of talk about passes not getting to Harry Kane, but a really lovely move from Maguire and from yourself in that encounter. Is that all just going to come together in the game? Have you got any question that the service hasn't been provided, or that Harry can't score? Aren't they all just going to come?
Yeah, of course. I think look at H's goals and assists last season for Spurs. You know, he's the best number 9 in world football for me, and he will create chances for other players, but he also will score his chances when they come to him. You know, like we said in the 3 games, maybe it did dry up a little bit, but the main thing was that we qualified from the group. That was the main objective, and now we take it one game at a time. And I'm sure that he'll be up for that, and he'll want him to be part of it and scoring the main goals against Germany, hopefully.
What mark would you give yourselves as a team out of 10 so far? There's been an acknowledgement after every game, really, that there's room for improvement. Yeah,
definitely. It's hard to say a mark. I don't want to come up here and give ourselves a mark for the team. But I think if you look at the 3 performances, Croatia, 1-0 clean sheet. Obviously, Scotland game was really tough. You know, they come out so far, so quick, and obviously stopped our game plan. But that was another clean sheet. And then the other day was a 1-0 comfortable victory. It could have been more with another clean sheet. So we've looked really solid. You know, there's been a few top sides in the tournament that have conceded goals, and we're yet to do that. You know, we're solid, you know, we're strong, we know what we're going out there to do. And I think now as the rounds are going to go on, I think we're going to keep progressing and get better.
As well, of the 16 teams that have gone through, England are bottom of the goal-scoring charts with just 2. Do you think you definitely could do better in that department?
Yeah, definitely. We know that as players. I think when we qualified for this tournament, I think we went on a stage where we was beating teams 5, 4-0, 6-0. But we're not worried. You know, like you said, there's 2 goals. We know as a team we can score more, especially with the world-class talent we've got. But that will come. I'm sure that will come for the next couple of rounds. As the tournament progresses now, I feel like we're really going to step it up.
Next couple of rounds, you're
optimistic. I hope so.
Yeah, when you look at Italy, Belgium, the Netherlands, you know, full of goals, 8 goals, 9 goals, they've sort of laid down a marker going into the knockout stage. Yeah. It would have been nice doing that going into the Germany game? Yeah, definitely, but I feel like some people, or most people, overthink that too much. You know, we was top of the group. We didn't concede a goal, which was massive. And like I said, a lot of top sides conceded a lot of goals. And if you want to carry on winning this tournament, if you want to go on to win this tournament, you know, you need to have zeros. You know, you need to stop the ball going in the back of the net. But of course, we need to flourish at the top end as well. And we've got that world-class talent who have shown that all season. Like H at Spurs, Phil, Raz, Jack. You know, we've got the players to go out there and progress and start to put the ball in the back of the net. Jack Grealish coming into the side, what did you make of his performance, and did you think, yeah, this might have been what we've been missing in that Croatia and Scotland game?
Yeah, no, Jack, we know what Jack does. I think there's been so much talk about him and him playing. I see him every day in training. You know, he's so technical, so comfortable, you know, receives the ball in tight spaces. And he's a key player for us, whether he starts or comes off the bench. You know, his mentality is always the same, and I think that's key. At a tournament, you need to have a squad of players that can come on and, you know, really change a game if they're not starting, or if they're starting, really make an impact from the start. So that's why it's important to have a good squad.